6 years ago was opening time on an extraordinary story of export enterprise. All over the world, the Olde English pub provokes sentimental reminiscences and a strange yearning from Adelaide to Arkansas to share in this uniquely British institution in its original Olde Worlde atmosphere. This yearning can now be satisfied thanks to the East London firm of John Rogers. They recreate the past in plastic, yesterday in polyester. Somewhat lighter in weight than the original, a plastic fireplace, like the rest of the reproduction pub, can be air freighted at very reasonable rates. Hence the success of a recent commission, which I'll tell you about later. Glass-reinforced polyester is light, strong and fire resistant, but its immediate customer appeal is that it can be moulded to look so like the real thing. John Rogers developed a fiberglass moulding technique that faithfully reproduces the texture of old stone and brickwork, the grain and knot holes of old timber, even the woodworm holes. They start with authentic old timber or paneling and make a mould which is the exact mirror image. You can have a Tudor bar or a Victorian gin palace, and you can have them mixed up if you like. John Rogers makes no claim to be a purist, and some people may look slightly askance at his carefree historical melting pot. But the past in plastic is remarkably satisfying, especially when you compare it to less skillful attempts at reproduction. Last April, Calgary in Canada was seeking an authentic old pub as part of a town planning project. After a frustrating search, they found John Rogers. 10 days later, he'd finished the designs, and after less than 3 months, the pub was ready for opening night. That's the sort of approach that wins export customers, and that's probably why you can find similar Rogers pubs all over the States and in Europe. Looking at some of the pewter reproductions, we discovered that John Rogers is himself a trained pewter craftsman, and his family have been in the business for at least 300 years. But the pub business looks like putting everything else in the shade. For instance, a recent order could result in a chain of another 500 or so around America. Here's to it then, woodworm without tears.